Many months, something like 15 months, and at last they get underway. That European record 29.06, that belongs to Sifan Hassan, who is putting all her energies towards the Olympic Games, of course, in Paris. That was back in 2021. But Eilish McColgan, British record holder at 5,000 and 10,000 half marathon, is the second quickest in history in Europe, 30.0086. She's run almost under 30 minutes. That was in March last year, just before that injury kicked in during the Berlin Marathon. But of course, the big question mark here is whether or not anybody will take on this early pace and push it along, or if it will be a slow, meandering race for the first half. Wendy, if you had a reasonably big kick, reasonably strong finish.
I'll keep you up to date as we're nice and busy on this fifth evening.
They've gone through 1K in 30.07. Batocleti in second place, tucked in there behind the current leader. That's Lukan of Slovenia. The rest of them just being dragged along, and already there's separation. That leading group, 30.07 by the way. Well, it's actually 3.07 rather for that first kilometre. It's actually reasonably healthy. It's about 31-minute pace, 31:20 tempo. So all credit to Lukan, the Slovenian. She's at least trying to make it reasonably honest here. I know many people think, well, it's a 25-lap race. Why would you just jog 15 laps? And it's not turning out to be one of those just yet, thankfully. McColgan up there near the front.
At the second attempt.
Well, they might all love Tamberi, but at the moment, that breakaway group left of screen, there's 8 athletes in it in this women's 10,000 metres. The other 7 are all loving the athlete Slovenian, the 23-year-old Clara Lukan out in front. She's taking them along at a nice, healthy clip. First kilometre 3.07, second kilometre 3.04. They went through 2K in 6.11. All 3 Brits up there in that leading group. Del Buono is there as well, with Batocleti, the Italians, in second and third. They are running inspired, of course, like all their teammates over the last few days. But this is perfect. If you're in that group, just that top 8, this is great job being done by the Slovenian. You'd almost say thank you very much after the race.
What's great about this is fair racing. You know, they're going along at a decent pace here, and the athletes that should be there are there. It's great to see 3 Brits up there in that first group. Actually, only 3 people in the race had broken 31 minutes, and those were the 3 British women. Eilish with her run from last year, Megan with her run this year, and Jess Judd, who's had a bit of a rocky start to 2024, also having broken 31 minutes last year.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, they will be really pleased that it's not only an honest tempo, and they have got an unofficial pacemaker in effect, but also that it means that there's no pushing and shoving. It can get really tiring, distracting when you're in a big pack and everybody's slow, nobody wants to lead. 9.15 at 3K, so that's another 3.04. She's doing a majestic job, a quite fantastic job, is Lukan in front here. And she looks all right, doesn't she? I can only imagine she wouldn't be pushing on and leading like this.
Auré of France, the European triple jump champion back in 2014, looks like he's called it a day in the men's triple jump final.
8 athletes away then. Batocleti still in second place behind Lukan of Slovenia, but 6 are beginning to get away. 2 have dropped back. McColgan at the back of the 6 who have broken away. Lukan leads from Batocleti and Del Buono of Italy. Megan Keith is there. McColgan is there as well. And the Dutch athlete Van Es, Diane Van Es, also there in that breakaway group. And you can see the third Briton, I should say, Jessica Warner-Judd, just struggling a little bit. Further back, she's with Elisa Pal. Back to this 10,000, still Lukan leading. Really impressive from her. The 6 are away and together. The 2 Italian, Batocleti and Del Buono, in second and third. They're setting up perfectly, and Batocleti looks very easy, Wendy Slide. Do you think she might push on once they get to halfway?
Well, Batocleti must be feeling very confident after her win in the 5,000 on the first night here. And she's had a good few days to recover. She's got decent speed, not as quick as the likes of Eilish McColgan, but still quick on the track over 3,000 metres. And she must be feeling pretty confident in that particular position, because she's being pulled round at a decent pace. They're on 31-minute pace at the moment, which is pretty good.
Yes, it is. That's the massive pack, which is now Oh, almost 300 metres behind these 6 athletes, and the 2 who got dropped are now about 70 metres, maybe 60 metres behind. Dropped out. Ana Arnaldo has dropped out. There are 4 of them in this 10,000 metres. McColgan now just beginning to struggle as they come up, and they've gone through 5,000, by the way, 30 seconds go, half a lap ago in 15:28, so it is sub 31 minute tempo. That third 1,000, that fifth 1,000, excuse me, a 3:07, staying healthy.
Yeah, Eilish McColgan came into this race with very little racing under her belt in 2024. As you said, Tim, it was last year that she started to have problems with her hamstring, and it looks like she's losing a bit of contact with that lead group of 5, which may just be down to racing sharpness.
She's working very hard to get back with them, but it's not happening at the moment for McColgan. She's in unfamiliar territory now. In her prime, she'd be well capable of sitting in behind this quintet and looking very comfortable. And she is fighting her way back to full fitness. Indeed, looks to me like she's trying to regain contact here. I think maybe the front running of Lucan is losing momentum. Well, this massive chasing pack that you can't see, but is about 300 metres behind. There's McColgan back in 6th place, isolated, trying to get back on this pack of 5 that are being led here by Clara Lucan. She's done an amazing job. They're coming up towards 6K, and the kilometre splits, well, the last 4 splits been 3:04, 3:04, 3:06, 3:07. They're still on sub 31 a minute tempo. It is really impressive. Megan Keith there at the back of the group behind Van Ez of the Netherlands in that orange top. The 2 Italians almost treading water there, Battocletti.
Lucan's actually pacing herself to what would be a personal best. Oh, that's a sad sight.
McColgan out. That is a real shame. She's given it a good go. She's lasted about 6K, but clearly feeling something. I don't think she'd have stopped because she was just feeling rough in a 10,000 metre race. She's not the kind of character. She's mighty tough, but she has to be feeling a slight niggle.
Those European indoor competitions in Central Europe during the course of February.
Well, here's some of the chases. Kutluk of Turkey behind this group of 5. Megan Keith just tucked in, the sole Briton that's stayed with this front pack behind Van Ez, and the 2 Italian, Battocletti and Del Buono. So Battocletti leading. Now we know she's tough. We know she's got a fast finish. She won the 5,000 metres a few nights ago. Very, very impressively did Battocletti, and there she beat Grovdal by 3 seconds, destroying the Norwegian, who went on to win the half-marathon gold 48 hours later. So Battocletti here doesn't really need to lead. I think she's got a pretty strong finish herself, but maybe she's feeling strong. Maybe she wants to push on here and test the others for a couple of laps. Van Ez in 2nd of the Netherlands. Megan Keith in 3rd, and a gap developing now. Back to the 2nd in Tez in 2nd place. Keith there in 3rd, and these 3 are away. Gulikas in the background has been lapped. But as I say that, so Battocletti looks like she slowed it down a little bit. Maybe just wanted to test the others.
Well, there's 3 of them away there, really, I think now, and settled into a nice pace on their own. They've broken away from that pack that originally broke away, the 8 or 9 of them, now down to 3.
6 laps to run. She was not here as a teenager. She's massively talented. She won European and World Youth Championship gold medals. Then started focusing on running a bit more at 16, 17, up in where she lives in Scotland, in Inverness. Carried on mixing it with the orienteering. She's got a great engine. Runs with Inverness Harriers, was a student at Edinburgh University. She's still only 22. And her personal best back on the 16th of March. Well, a little while ago now, almost 3 months ago, ranks her 16th in the world, but she is the European #1, and she's taken this on with real confidence.
This is great to see. Both Batocletti and Megan Keith ran very well in the European cross-country before Christmas, so they proved their strength there, and they're showing it again now. As you can see, conditions are quite warm out there, and with only 5.5 laps to go, they're really pushing on the pace.
Lucan and Del Buono there in 4th and 5th, having their own little tussle for the best of the non-medalists, perhaps. They're some way back at the moment. As you can see, only about 45 metres down, and maybe Megan Keith took it on because she felt Batocletti was slowing down. But what I think maybe is that Batocletti was setting a trap. She didn't want to lead. She tidied it up a bit, got it down to 3. Vanez of the Netherlands in 3rd, and then he's back on the throttle, and Megan Keith has gone to the front. And remember, Batocletti winning the 5,000 with a big kick down the home straight.
I think we said before this race it was going to be quite a hard one to call, and you've got 3 great athletes at the front there. It's going to be a very interesting last mile and a bit here in Rome.
Well, 24.51 at 8K, so that was another 3:07. The last 4 kilometres have gone 3:07, 3:09, 3:07, 3:07. And 3:07 tempo per kilometre, well, that is just outside 31-minute pace. They're still heading something around 31 minutes. There's the big pack that is now being lapped by this leading trio. Vanez, mind you, has kept very, very quiet, hasn't she? Has just tucked in the whole way and enjoyed the ride.
Yes, it's interesting, isn't it? There's not much wind out there, so you're not really benefiting too much from any protection from the wind, but you're still in the slipstream of the athletes in front of you. Interestingly, Batocletti's only run 31:06. I say only because this is not too far off her personal best pace either. And as we've said, she's in very good form. So it's going to be interesting to see how these last few laps play out.
Megan Keith goes through with 4 laps to run, and she needs to start digging deep here. Oh, 4:83 is out, and 4:83 is Gulliker's, one of the Dutch athletes. I thought she was doing okay, but she had been lapped. Palmero of Italy, excuse me. I'm being tricked by that lettering. Also running through into 6th place. The Italians with 3 and 6, they're going well. Batocletti in 2nd place, right on the heels of Megan Keith. Vanez in 3rd. Warner Judd up into 7th place.
That's a good sign from Jess Warner Judd. She's had problems with illness this year, and it's good to see her back at least in that first 8.
Well, she's got to start turning the screw. If Megan Keith doesn't want to be shot down by Batocletti, who could be heading for an incredible double here at these European Championships in front of the home crowd, the young Brit needs to keep pushing on strongly. The last UK gold in this event was Jo Pavey back in 2014 in Zurich, when she stormed to a quite extraordinary win. But last year was a fantastic year for young Megan Keith. She was a great 5,000-metre runner. She won the European Under-23 5,000. She's also a previous winner of the European Under-23 cross-country. That was in December. 2nd she was in that race back in 2022. She's wonderfully consistent. There is Lucan, who led for so long with Del Buono. They're in 4th and 5th at the moment. Don't think there's any chance of them catching this leading trio. But Vanez, well, I'll tell you what, there's a clue here. She's run 30:29 on the roads last year for 10 kilometres, for 10K. Only 15:07 for 5,000, but she might be a danger here. She's looking pretty comfortable in 3rd place in that orange vest of the Netherlands. And looking for that 9-kilometre split. Megan Keith still looking strong, glancing across there. Batocletti looking comfortable. Neither of them looking really troubled by this running of Megan Keith out in front.
I guess the unknown here is how quick Vanez is going to be over those last couple of laps. She's got some very good times at 10K on the road and 5K on the track, but there's no indication of how quick she's going to be in these last couple of laps.
Well,
and she's pushing on.
2 laps to go, and Vanez goes through on the inside. Batocletti on her outside, and she just needs to tuck in behind them now. Del Buono in 4th place, I think, has got away from Lucan. Yes, she has, by about 10 or 15 metres. Now, Megan Keith has got to draw upon her reserves here. She's a great 5,000-metre runner, 52 for 3,000 last year. But we do know that Batocletti is in supreme shape. A fabulous win in the 5,000 with a personal best of 14:35. and she's stretching it out now, and Megan Keith has got to dig deep here with 500 metres to run. Around the top bend for the penultimate time. Batocletti winding it up, and Van Ez, a little glance over her shoulder. I think she's hit the red barrier as the Batocletti eases away, and the crowd, which must be some 50 in the arena here tonight in the Stadio Olimpico, roaring on Batocletti as she comes through to the bell this time.
She looks really easy, doesn't she? With 1 lap to go, she pushed away there at the 600 mark and has just left Van Ez and Megan Keith behind her.
Well, this is quite magnificent, the Batocletti. The Italians have had many great distance runners over the years, and this is their latest find, and what a diamond she is. She's only 24. She's got years of great development to come. She looks relatively easy, striding away in a lovely, relaxed style here. Van Ez in second place. Megan Keith Ryder picture in third. Hasn't been able to go with the Dutch athlete, but is almost guaranteed a medal now with 200 to go.
And I think the crowd have taken their eyes off the high jump for a moment or two and are about to cheer Nadia Batocletti in for the last 100 metres. A superb run from her.
Could be 2 Italian golds if we can get one in the high jump as well, or the Italians can. But this is Nadia Batocletti, a winner in the 5,000 metres on the first evening with a big kick. Well, here she's done it from a couple of laps out. It's a double for Italy, over 10,000 metres and 5,000 metres. And Batocletti there, 30.51. Silver for the Netherlands. Van Ez, that is a huge run from her, inside her personal best. And Megan Keith taking the bronze medal there. That's a super time, a national record for Batocletti, the Italian. Wow, and she looked in control the whole time. She's not exactly out on her feet, is she?
Well, I said all the way through that she was pacing herself to a personal best, and that's exactly what she's done. Not only a personal best, but a national record, and done in supreme style. She looks in really good shape, and that's got to be another confidence booster ahead of Paris.